Hello, my name is Douglas Bloch. Welcome to the Depression Recovery channel, where each week we talk about practical tools and coping strategies for healing from depression and anxiety. Today is Flashback Friday, a feature in which I republish one of my earlier videos you might not have seen that contains really important coping strategies that will help you attain a better mood. Now here's today's video. In today's topic, I want to pose the question, am I having a breakdown or a breakthrough? Now, in the 1950s and 1960s, when I was growing up, and boy, that seems like a long time ago now, the term depressive episode did not exist. What people used in the psychiatric world and also in popular culture was the term nervous breakdown. As a matter of fact, the Rolling Stones had a big hit in 1966 called 19th Nervous Breakdown. Now, to me, a nervous breakdown sounded like a scary term when I first heard it. At one point when I was in the 9th grade, a friend of mine one day didn't come to school. I asked what had happened, and the counselor said, well, he just had a nervous breakdown and he's been sent away to a special place. Boy, that sounded something really scary, and I never wanted that to have to happen to me. Now, on the surface, the term nervous breakdown seems completely implausible. I mean, nerves don't break, do they? Yes, but something else breaks, and that is, it is our ability to cope and to function. Our spirit and our will are broken, and the world that we knew is shattered. Now, what could be more scary and horrible than that? Now, I have a distinct memory of this phenomenon. It was the fall of 1996. I had just been released from my first hospitalization, and despite everything I was doing to stop the tide, I felt myself slipping into the abyss. And I knew if this didn't stop, I was going to have to be hospitalized a second time. I remember on one particular day, a friend was driving me around. He was doing errands, and I was tagging along because I had nothing else to do. And while he was going in to get some groceries, I was sitting at the curb and thinking about myself and realizing how far I had fallen and how I was barely able to cope, and wondering if I had ever been able to get back to what I was doing before, teaching young people, giving lectures, writing books. It seemed completely impossible. It seemed like Humpty Dumpty. I had fallen off the wall. I had been shattered. And nobody was ever going to be able to put me back together again. It felt completely hopeless. Yet there was a reason for hope. In 1977, physical chemist from Czechoslovakia, Ilya Prigogine, won the Nobel Prize for chemistry for his discovery of the theory of dissipated structures. And what he found was that open systems, that he called, they are systems that have a continuous interchange with the environment. These systems occasionally encounter periods of instability. And when this instability gets to a certain level, the system falls apart and enters what he calls a state of, quote, creative chaos, unquote. This was certainly the state that I was in. Yet Prigogine observed something remarkable. Out of this creative chaos, a new and higher order spontaneously emerges. He called this process spontaneous transformation. And this has been recognized as the process by which physical evolution takes place. Now, I believe what is true on the physical plane is also true on the psychological plane as well. So that so-called nervous breakdowns, things that seem really bad, actually can be seen as rites of passage into a more mature and more enlightened spiritual consciousness. Now, researcher Julius Siegel agrees with this. He found that when he was researching what happens with survivors of catastrophe, this is what he said. In a remarkable number of cases, those who have suffered and prevail find that after their ordeal, they begin to operate at a higher level than ever before. The terrible experiences of our lives, despite the pain they bring, may actually become our redemption. I can certainly identify with Siegel's comments. I mean, after my breakdown and after I recovered in the fall of 1997, I was able to do things that I couldn't have done if I hadn't undergone this ordeal, like writing the book Healing from Depression, running groups, doing these videos. So in other words, my breakdown really had turned into a breakthrough. And since that time, when I see people going through difficult situations, when I see them in so-called nervous breakdowns, I say, hang in there, because one day your breakdown will be a breakthrough. And I would like to close with two of my favorite quotations that really epitomize this reality. The first is by a very famous journalist named Lawrence Vanderpost, who basically was a prisoner of war for 3 years in a Japanese prisoner of war camp during World War II. He wrote a book about it, and he began the book with these words: "The depth of darkness to which you can descend and still live is an exact measure of the height to which you can aspire to reach." I'm going to repeat that again. The depth of darkness to which you can descend and still live, the darkness of depression, the darkness of hopelessness, the darkness of a nervous breakdown, that descent is an exact measure of the height to which you can aspire to reach. And another great philosopher said it even more succinctly, and that was Friedrich Nietzsche. He said, and some of you have heard this, I'm sure, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." So, moral of the story, breakdown leads to breakthrough. What goes down must come up. Death leads to resurrection. And keep that in mind next time you're going through a dark night of the soul, or if you know someone else who is, please pass this message on. This has been Douglas Bloch. I hope you found the information on this Flashback Friday video helpful. If so, please give it a like, as likes draw more and more people to this channel and hopefully some more subscribers. You can also leave your comments in the comments section or email me, douglasbloch@gmail.com. If you do want to subscribe to this channel, click on my photo in the closing credits. You'll be taken to my subscribe page. And if you click on the bell to the right, you'll be notified every time I do a new video or live chat. And if you want to contribute to this channel and become a patron, simply click on the Patreon image. You'll be taken to my crowdfunding site. And until next video, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Thank you so much.